Imagine searching for a killer for years, interviewing witnesses, checking evidence, patrolling the streets at night, only to discover the murderer was never hiding. He was wearing the same uniform as the officers hunting him. This is the chilling story of Gerard Schaefer, the police officer who turned out to be a serial killer. In the early 1970s, Martin County in Florida was known as a quiet coastal community. Residents trusted their local police officers. Seeing a patrol car meant safety. One of those officers was Deputy Gerard Schaefer. He appeared intelligent, calm, and professional. Many people believed he had a promising future in law enforcement. But behind the badge, something was deeply wrong. Some co-workers described Schaefer as strange and disturbing. He sometimes told violent stories that made people uncomfortable. At the time, no one imagined those stories might actually reflect something real. In 1972, two teenage girls were hitchhiking along a road in Florida. A patrol car suddenly stopped beside them. Inside was Deputy Gerard Schaefer. He warned them that a dangerous criminal had been attacking hitchhikers in the area and offered them a ride for their safety. Relieved to see a police officer, the girls accepted. But instead of driving them somewhere safe, Schaefer drove them deep into a remote wooded area. That's when everything changed. He handcuffed the girls to a tree, and they realized the officer who was supposed to protect them might actually be planning to kill them. While Schaefer walked back toward his patrol car, the girls desperately tried to free themselves. After struggling for several minutes, one of them managed to slip her hands out of the handcuffs. They ran as fast as they could through the forest. Eventually, they reached a road and flagged down help. When police heard their story, they were shocked. The man they described was one of their own. Deputy Gerard Schaefer was arrested soon after. At first, Schaefer claimed the entire incident was a misunderstanding. He told investigators he was simply questioning the girls and had temporarily restrained them. But detectives weren't convinced. When they searched his property, they found disturbing writings describing violence against women. Then investigators discovered something even more chilling. Human remains connected to missing women. Suddenly, the case became far more terrifying. Police began to suspect they were dealing with a serial killer. As investigators dug deeper, several missing persons cases began pointing toward Schaefer. Many of the victims were young women who had been hitchhiking. Witnesses remembered seeing some of them talking to a police officer shortly before they vanished. The pattern became impossible to ignore. Schaefer had used his badge to gain trust, and then he used that trust to lure victims into danger. When the case went to court, prosecutors presented disturbing evidence. Witness testimony, physical evidence, and Schaefer's own writings painted a dark picture. The jury ultimately found him guilty of murder. He was sentenced to life in prison, but investigators believe the true number of victims may have been much higher. Some of those crimes were never fully proven. The most disturbing part of this story isn't just the violence. It's the betrayal of trust. For years, Gerard Schaefer lived and worked alongside other police officers. The very people searching for a killer were unknowingly working beside him. Sometimes the most dangerous criminals aren't hiding in the shadows. Sometimes they're hiding in plain sight. If you want to hear more real cases that sound like something from a horror movie, subscribe to Crime Room.